This is it. I gave up counting it. I mean, I had to. It was just so much.
How much is this?
I have no earthly idea. I just stack it up.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Dark energy, dark MAGA. You love to see it. This is Donald Trump's new black MAGA hat. Never surrender. So crispy. So drippy, I don't even wear a hat, might have to get one. This sort of reflects the energy of the campaign since Democrats trying to lock Donald Trump in prison, and probably will actually lock Donald Trump in prison, trying to prepare people for this. They've been wanting to do it for a very long time, and it doesn't really matter what it does to their chance. They can't, the people, they're sociopaths. They're truly, they have no rationality left. They're rabid. And they must get Orange Man in an orange suit. And, that actually probably wouldn't be good for them. Now polls show that there is an increase in Trump support post-guilty conviction. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump up 6 points in some polling. Donald Trump creeping ahead in other polls, a 6-point bump in the polls here. Ladies and gentlemen, people saying that the charges are politically motivated. 47% saying yes, the charges are politically motivated. And also, Biden actually going down in the polls, not just Trump going up, Biden going down. You can see Biden losing a point on Donald Trump. National General Election poll right here. These are left-wing polls, by the way. This is a shift since the guilty verdict. So since the guilty verdict, the polls have actually gone down for Biden, up for Trump. It continues, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Do you believe your neighbors would vote for Trump? Trump, 34% plus 12. Post-conviction for Stalinist show trials, Trump's numbers continue to surge. National general election, Donald Trump up 1 point. Again, this is after the conviction. After the conviction. Decision Desk headquarters, the national polling averages here. Look at this. You can see here, this is May. This is the conviction. No change. No discernible change right now. Not the spike that they were intended on showing. There was a spike, though, somewhere in the bank account of Donald Trump. We reported this weekend that Donald Trump raised $72 million in a historic haul, but now it's been reported that Donald Trump has raised $200 million in just 3 days since the guilty felony verdict, son Eric Trump claims. So Eric Trump says 70 million in small dollar donors, so that number was accurate, but large dollar donors crept the number up to 200 million, a staggering number. Here's the actual reporting on this number officially. Check it out.
To the verdict, the money, and man, oh man, are we talking a lot of money. The Trump campaign says it's raised now more than $200 million since Donald Trump was convicted on those 34 felonies, including $100 million reportedly from billionaire donor Marion Adelson. What the White House is saying about all of that and how much the Biden-Harris campaign has raised by comparison, we might find out soon. Welcome, everybody. I'm Neil Cavuto. Glad to have you. Let's get the latest from the White House. Jackie Heinrich keeping track of all this money coming in, maybe some surprises in that building behind her. All right, to you, Jackie.
Good afternoon, Neil. You know, the Biden campaign is not reading Trump's massive fundraising haul as confirmation that voters found the verdict to be unfair. Instead, they're responding this way and also saying they've had a good stretch in fundraising of their own.
I have no doubt that they raised a significant amount of money because his base, we know, is going to stick with him through thick and thin, whether he's a convicted felon or not. This campaign did, in fact, have one of the best stretches of fundraising since the campaign launched.
The campaign didn't specify how much they've taken in during the period they described as one of their best stretches of fundraising. They also didn't specify how long that stretch was or when it was. But Trump allies say $200 million in donations since the verdict, with $70 million from small dollar donations, means that they are pulling in new supporters, and that could translate to new voters.
So are there any other records for Donald Trump to break? Well, actually, yes. Donald Trump has become the fastest growing TikToker this weekend, reaching 4 million followers. Meanwhile, Joe Biden still has 300,000. Donald Trump only has a single post, and it's pretty legendary. Here it is.
The president is now on TikTok. It's my honor.
So Donald Trump taking over young man's game, old man's game, and getting some strange allies along the way. Alvin Bragg's former colleague and current CNN legal analyst calling out the rigged Trump case and even accusing Judge Juan Merchan of violating the law. Eli Honig says that the trial blew his mind and he called it an unjustified mess. The judge donated money, a teeny amount of $35, but in plain violation of a rule prohibiting New York judges from making political donations of any kind to pro-Biden or anti-Trump political organizations. Eli Honig went ham on this decision, live on air. Check it out.
Yeah, so the jury instructions are so important. They're sort of dry, but they're crucial. They're the last thing the jury will hear before they disappear into that jury room to deliberate. And we, as a criminal justice system, we do the best we can. We try to have the judge explain it in non-legal, understandable terms. Some part of the jury instruction is easy to understand. For example, it's up to you, the jury, to assess the credibility of the witnesses. Anyone can understand that. Other parts get really deep into the weeds, usually when we get into the elements of the crime. And what happened today when the parties were arguing about what the jury instruction should be and should not be absolutely blew my mind. I need to call this out. We collectively, prosecutors, are pushing the boundaries of due process here. The general back and forth in the courtroom today was the defense lawyers saying, Your Honor, please tell the jury specifically what the other crime is, right? Prosecutors have to prove falsified records for another crime. Defense lawyers were begging him. They have to know what the other crime is. And prosecutors were saying, no, let's keep it very vague and general. It's a bizarro world. I know that there is some aggressive reading of the New York statute that says, well, the jury doesn't really have to know what the other crime is. But to me, that suggests that the DA's office is hell-bent on getting the conviction now and worry about the fallout.
Over on ABC News' legal chief analyst, Dan Abrams, saying you're going to have real problems trying to make this insane ruling hold up in an appellate court. Watch.
But on the second question of the jury instructions, yeah, there's some real appellate issues here that are serious questions about why didn't the defense even know what the charge was that they were going to be applying, what law that was going to be applying.
Which of these three underlying laws?
Exactly. And so there were a lot of questions for the defense going into this, I think, as they were making their closing arguments, not even knowing sort of what the law that they were going to be battling over was.
So, yeah, officially the world's greatest backfire against Democrats, an epic, dark MAGA energy. The polls, the fundraising numbers, TikTok, and even the corporate press seem to be turning on Biden over this ruling and over this open Stalinist destruction of our judicial system, trying to lock up their political opponent because he knows they're going to beat their ass. Let's help Donald Trump do that in 2024. Dark MAGA. Let's go.